All right, folks, today I'm putting a set of speakers in the doors on my '06 Ram Mega Cab, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I did, speaker choice and whatnot. And some of this stuff is pretty straightforward for a quad cab as well. The front doors are actually going to be the same for a quad cab, the rear doors to an extent the same. The design's a little different, but I've put these speakers in a quad cab also, so I could talk about that for you folks that have got quad cabs. But first of all, what I want to show you is a speaker choice that I went with. So I went with the kickers in the front and in the back. These are the CS 693s, and then I went with the mating CS rear speakers. So I got them out so you can kind of see what they look like. That's an old junk Infinity speaker, like factory Infinity speaker. This truck didn't have Infinity speakers in it, but I needed something. I found these, I put them in there for a little while, but they're junk. Your regular Ram speakers are not as deep, tiny magnets, but I got these kickers I'm gonna put in. So, you know, one of the concerns that folks have is the depth of the speaker, you know, if it's gonna fit in there without the window hitting it. You could put these in there and they'll fit without the window hitting it. So that's a peace of mind that I'm gonna give you right out of the gate. Your speakers are gonna have those tabs on them like so. So I mean, you can cut your connector off and put a few pieces on there, but these little adapters are a great choice. See, that plugs into your factory harness and that goes on your speaker, so you can kind of you can get an aftermarket look with a factory finish. It's not all cut up, so try to minimize that as much as possible. But you take these plastic brackets and swap them over to your speaker, so you've got like a little insulation there, and then you bolt them up, plug them in and bolt them up. Now, when you put those, when you put these on, you're going to want to kind of root your harness a little bit, kind of around this window wiper, because you don't want the harness sticking in the back, because when you're rolling your window up and down, you could catch the wires and pull them off the speaker, and you got to take the door apart, reconnect them. So I'll show you what the finished product looks like on the passenger side, so you can see. So that's what it looks like installed, with a little bracket back there. And you got these grills here. I mean, they're going behind the door panel, so I don't really think you need to have those, but I mean, it's your preference if you want to put them on. I'm not entirely sure if the door panel will fit, but I mean, you don't really need them unless you're going to be just putting them in like 6x9 boxes. So that's pretty much the extent of the front. You know, to share with you kind of how to do your install on the front. You know, and those will fit in there, so that's a nice little aftermarket upgrade that you can put in there to give yourself a little better sound quality. All right, now on the back, I went with the CSC 65s, so you can see the speaker right there. That one's not installed. So this is a speaker that was not an Infinity speaker in this door. So there's a few things to talk about on these mega cabs, but for you quad cab folks, I'll just hit the highlights. The quad cabs, you're going to have your circle up here. You're not going to have a plastic bracket, and there's going to be 3 holes just like this. These are 6.5s that you would put in on a mega cab. Your quad cabs are going to be 5.5s, and if you're not entirely sure and you want to double check what I'm telling you, you can go on a lot of your major websites that sell this stuff, and then they should be able to give you some fitment. But your quad cab speakers are going to be 5.5s. You can get this same model speaker in a 5.5 for your truck and put it in there. What'll happen is you're going to have, you know, these staggered mounting holes, and it's kind of to an extent the same thing here, but you'll put your quad cab speaker in, and remember, they're not going to have these brackets. I'm just using this for reference. But you'll put your quad cab speaker in, and 2 of the 3 holes will line up. The 4th one won't. So it's up to you if you want to use a small self-tapper and send that home, or if you want to drill a hole and use one of your screws that comes with the speaker. Both ways will work. That's more or less preference for you. But you got to drill 1 hole, and then you're ready. That's really the only modification that you've got to make with your quad cab doors to get your aftermarket speakers to fasten in all 3 areas, you know. And I'd say it's kind of important for it to do that because you don't want to have them rattling around. So these speakers here, what I did is there was like a little plastic piece. Now this is like, so I'll back up a little bit. On the mega cabs, obviously this is what your door is going to look like. Your mega cabs that do not have infinity speakers are not going to have this plastic bracket. I happen to have those black brackets lying around, so I used them, and I did modify them a little bit. So your mega cabs that don't have those brackets are literally just going to have a speaker like this, just straight into the door without that bracket. All right, if that's the case, and you don't have these brackets, you are unfortunately going to have to do a little bit of drilling, to an extent of probably all 4 holes, because the mounting holes are way up here, and when you put your speaker in, like the little forks where your screws go in will be like here, so they're not even going to be close. So what you can do from that standpoint is you can just take like a permanent marker and hold the speaker in place and just put a little dot in all 4 holes, and then you can use I would use a small drill bit and drill the holes. And then you want to make small holes. I'll use this screw for reference. Like, say this is your screw. I mean, this holds a door panel in, but the screws you get, like these, you know, you want to look at the diameter of the screw and just make a hole that's a little bit smaller so your threads will grab. And you can poke 4 holes in your door, and then take like some weather stripping and put it on the door or on the back side of the speaker, and then use the little adapters I was talking about, and then, you know, gradually go around and install your speaker. And you'll be good to go. Now, as far as your mega cabs go that have the infinity setup, there was like a little, you will have these plastic brackets on them with infinity speakers. I took the infinity speakers out, and you can kind of see, well, that's cut. I just went around with some snips and cut all that flat so the speaker can go up on it. So I'll put the little thing on, and it'll kind of go on like that. I'll put the little the wire connector on there and put up there, but I'll also put like some weather stripping around this, so the idea is to insulate it and give it a little cushion so you don't have any you don't have any rattle, because your speaker's obviously going to vibrate a little bit in the truck. So you can do that if you want, or there's a little modification that you got to do there, and then you can make it work. So on this side over here, this is the finished product, so you can kind of see what I did. I put a screw in here, a screw in there, and a screw in there, and I was able to use the factory holes for the factory infinity speaker in this bracket. So that's the infinity speaker. You can kind of see, you know, it was like so on there. So anyway, that's what I did, and that seemed to work out okay. The holes are big enough, I'll be honest with you, you might even be able to install 7-inch speakers. I was kind of looking at that, 7-inch round speakers, so that's a possibility. These are 6.5s, so that's an option for you, but I can't confirm if they'll actually fit. I think that they will, but I don't know, so it's up to you. But I purchased all these off of Crutchfield, and they came with the wire connectors that I was showing you, so that was kind of cool. Over there on the other side. See, when you buy the speakers, you get these right here. Those go on the speakers, and you get like a little pigtail that you can kind of crimp onto your harness. So I mean, that'll work, but it's not 100% preferred. So anyway, same thing. You got these covers that go on there. I'm not going to install those. You know, I'm just going to put my door panel over it to give it a nice factory look, and I'll have a little upgrade for performance, you know, as far as sound goes. So anyways, I hope this helps you out. The front speakers are pretty cut and dry, you know, and you could just do your fronts if you wanted to. That's a really easy install, no modification whatsoever. Everything's pretty much plug and play. Your backs are going to take a little bit of finesse to get them to work, but they will work. So I hope this helps you. Like and subscribe if you would. I'll post videos here and there on random stuff, so thanks for watching.